A group of migrants in Denver refusing to leave an encampment unless their demands are met. Ashley, what are they asking for?
So the migrants now have lists of demands? Check this out. So we are in the sanctuary city of Denver. Now, just so we're all on the same page, Denver is a sanctuary city. See, back in 2019, President Trump threatened to send migrants at the southern border to sanctuary cities since they were sanctuary cities.
President Trump says he has a new plan for the border crisis.
We'll bring them to sanctuary city areas and let that particular area take care of it, whether it's a state or whatever it might be. They say we have open arms. They're always saying they have open arms. Let's see if they have open arms.
Joining us now to discuss that is Michael Hancock, mayor of Denver, a sanctuary city itself. Mayor Hancock, thanks for joining us on New Day.
Now, I do have to remind you, this is 2019, so Trump is president at this time. Now, the position of the Democrats at this time is open borders. Let everybody in, and we're going to figure it out together. As an example, here is candidate at the time, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Now, she is arguing for the abolishment of ICE, the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency.
ICE is a mess, and there isn't a single Democrat that's an incumbent member of Congress that is really fighting back. That's like really saying, end it, end it. ICE was established in 2003 in the same suite of legislation as the Patriot Act, the Iraq War, the AUMF. We look at that entire legislative history with shame. But ICE is the only thing that we don't talk about with that. Why is that? Because ICE operates outside of the scope of the Justice Department. They have no accountability to due process. They have no accountability to enforcing civil rights, which is why they violate all of those things flagrantly. And so we just need bold voices at the table, and it's going to be this community that does it.
So now, Denver, being a liberal city, wanted to let everyone know what side they were on. So they became a sanctuary city. Here's the mayor on CNN making sure everyone knows he's a sanctuary city.
But as a city, we've always said our values is to be open, inclusive, and welcoming of folks who are seeking asylum in our city, and to do everything we can to help them begin the process of assimilating to the United States of America.
Now, the mayor of Denver at the time even responded to Trump's threats that he was going to send migrants to sanctuary city.
We'll bring them to sanctuary city areas and let that particular area take care of it, whether it's a state or whatever it might be. They say we have open arms. They're always saying they have open arms. Let's see if they have open arms.
But just to be clear, are you saying that you would accept any migrants who were bused to Denver, as mayors of Chicago and Philadelphia have said?
We've always said we will be a welcoming city for folks who are seeking asylum in our city. We recognize that many of these people, of course, are fleeing violence in their own countries.
Okay, so we have to fast forward a little bit. Trump loses the election to Biden, and Biden then opens up the border.
Back here at home to the crisis at the southern border. Record numbers of migrants crossing over this week, and our team was there today as busloads of migrants were released onto the streets in Arizona. Our Julia Ainsley is there.
Tonight, Customs and Border Protection overwhelmed by an unprecedented number of migrants crossing the southern border. Nearly 50,000 undocumented migrants crossed in just 4 days this week, shattering records never seen before. The record levels pushing border stations past capacity. Migrants from Africa, China, South America, young and old. Officials telling us dropping off migrants like this is a last resort.
Now, the same thing was going on in Texas. So the governors of Texas and Arizona came up with a great idea. They said, well, you know what? Remember Trump's plan about the sanctuary cities? Let's just send them to the sanctuary cities.
Local officials whose communities are being overwhelmed by hordes of illegal immigrants who are being dropped off by the Biden administration. Texas is providing charter buses to send these illegal immigrants who have been dropped off by the Biden administration to Washington, D.C. We are sending them to the United States Capitol, where the Biden administration will be able to more immediately address the needs of the people that they are allowing to come across our border.
If you remember, going back as far as April, Texas Governor Greg Abbott had announced his plans to bus migrants from the Lone Star State, basically also what we've seen from the state of Arizona, to parts of the Northeast. Washington and as of this Friday here in New York City. And he said that that would be offered on a voluntary basis. Only those migrants that have already been processed by the Department of Homeland Security who want to board these buses for a ride to the Northeast. A representative from the governor saying that these migrants willingly chose to go to New York City, having signed a voluntary consent waiver available in multiple languages upon boarding, that they agreed on the destination.
Then soon after the buses start flowing, all these cities started declaring states of emergency. There are too many migrants. There are too many migrants.
The New York City Mayor Eric Adams declaring a state of emergency over the ever-escalating number of asylum seekers coming to the city. The mayor says the shelter system is overwhelmed and that after today, the city will set a new record for the highest number of people ever in the system.
Although our compassion is limitless, our resources are not. Our shelter system is now operating near 100% capacity. This is unsustainable.
Here in Chicago, Mayor Lightfoot just issued an emergency declaration in response to the surge of migrants being bused to the city by Texas Governor Greg Abbott.
As more and more buses arrive in D.C. from Texas and Arizona with asylum seekers, Mayor Bowser declared a state of emergency in the district today.
So now that these liberal cities had to deal with the migrants, it became a different story. Now, at the beginning, Denver was actually spared migrant buses, but Abbott remembered that Denver was a sanctuary city and started busing migrants to Denver.
Texas's Republican governor finally did today what people here in Colorado have long suspected he might do.
There were 41 migrants who arrived on a bus commissioned by Governor Abbott and the state of Texas. They came to Denver Civic Center Park this afternoon.
Colorado First now in Denver. In less than 24 hours, 16 buses packed with migrants arrived in Denver. The city of Denver confirms 9 busloads arrived last night, 7 this morning from Texas. Overall, there are about 3,800 migrants right now in shelters in the metro area. This comes as it is expected. More than 10,000 migrants crossed the southern border into the United States in each of the last 3 days.
So with this influx of migrants, Denver had a problem.
Tonight, Denver joining the growing list of cities struggling to handle a record surge of migrants, with entire blocks full of migrants sleeping on the street.
Oh, it is a crisis.
Mike Johnston is one of 5 Democratic mayors recently writing President Biden saying action is needed to help cities address the crisis. Suburban Douglas County passing a resolution demanding Denver drop its status as a sanctuary city, a jurisdiction where officials won't enforce federal immigration law.
Now, the situation was getting so bad in Denver, migrant encampments started popping up.
An effort to help people living at a migrant encampment located outside the Quality Inn at Zunai and Spear.
You might recall that a sweep took place here, but now the number of tents continues to grow at this encampment.
Yeah, it's incredible to see just how quickly this encampment is growing near Zunai and Spear. It's just tent after tent after tent. And in some cases, there are entire families staying in these tents with children. They're popping up in areas like this where you can see there are rock surfaces, and these are where the tents are being set up. And then across the street, even more tents going up now. This is West 27th Avenue, just off Zunai. Recently, this group of tents were swept from an area across the street. At first, there were just a few, but now there are many, and that number is growing.
Now, one of these encampments popped up under a bridge near the Denver International Airport. So the city of Denver offered these migrants the ability to stay in shelters. Now, about 100 migrants did take the city up on their offer. Now, the remaining migrants didn't want to leave, so they gave the city a list of demands. You do this and we'll go to the shelters.
A group of migrants in Denver refusing to leave an encampment unless their demands are met. Ashley, what are they asking for?
Well, they published a document with 13 specific demands, including, requests for provisions of fresh, culturally appropriate food that they can cook themselves, no time limits on showers, free immigration lawyers. They also want visits from medical professionals and referrals for specialty care. Unless these demands are met, the migrants say, well, guess what? We're going to stay in tents and we're not going to move to permanent shelters, funded, by the way, by the city. Denver Mayor Mike Johnson under pressure to clean up the streets after sparking outrage when he proposed government budget cuts, including cuts to the city's police force, all to help pay for the city's migrant crisis. We should give them free satellite TV and Netflix subscriptions as well. What do you say, Stu?
Just as long as they can watch cable TV.
So the city of Denver rejected any deal and sent the cops in, and they swept the camp anyway. Now, the entitlement of the migrants is bold, to say the least. But what do they have to lose? They're literally sleeping under a bridge. So let me know what you think in the comments section. Do you think the migrants should have a little more gratitude for being here in the United States? Now, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Do all that great YouTube stuff. And my name is Nate the Lawyer, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.